Fan favorite Star Trek show returns to promising Rotten Tomatoes score after 2 years. After 2 long years, one of Star Trek's most beloved modern shows has finally worked back onto screens, and fans have every reason to celebrate. The Star Trek franchise, long known for its ups and downs across TV and film, has seen its share of divisive installments. But this comeback marks a rare moment of near-universal optimism. With a strong critical consensus and a promising Rotten Tomatoes score, the returning series proves that Star Trek still has the power to inspire, challenge, and delight, even in an era oversaturated with sci-fi. The show in question? Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. After a 2-year hiatus between seasons, the fan-favorite prequel to the original series has returned with its long-awaited third season, and its Rotten Tomatoes debut has boldly gone where few modern Treks have gone before. Critics are calling it a return to form for the franchise, celebrating its mix of optimism, adventure, and humanism, all wrapped in the kind of character-driven storytelling that first made Star Trek timeless. A triumphant return to optimism. The early reviews are glowing, with the series holding an impressive Rotten Tomatoes score that hovers solidly in the 90s range, a rare feat in an era when fandoms are quick to divide over creative directions. Critics and audiences alike are praising the balance that Strange New Worlds strikes between nostalgia and reinvention. Where Star Trek: Discovery often leans into serialized intensity and Picard grapples with legacy angst, Strange New Worlds confidently embraces the episodic format that once defined the franchise. Each episode feels like its own mini-movie, full of moral dilemmas, alien mysteries, and heartfelt moments of connection among the crew of the USS Enterprise. This optimism isn't accidental. Showrunners Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers have long described Strange New Worlds as a deliberate return to Star Trek's core DNA, an exploration of humanity's better angels. That tone, combined with stunning production design and sharp writing, seems to have reignited fan enthusiasm just when the franchise needed it most. Why 2 years felt like a lifetime? The gap between seasons was nerve-wracking for fans. Production delays caused by industry strikes and scheduling reshuffles left viewers unsure when they next see Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, Spock Ethan Peck, and Number 1 Rebecca Romijn. But that absence may have worked in the show's favor. After 2 years of Star Trek content that included Lower Decks, Prodigy, and the finale of Picard, fans were ready for a series that recaptured the classic feel of TOS while still feeling fresh. When Strange New Worlds returned, it felt less like just another season, and more like a homecoming. That emotional response shows up clearly in audience reviews. Many fans have taken to social media and review platforms to praise the series for making Star Trek feel fun again, highlighting its blend of humor, philosophy, and hope. Even casual viewers who drifted away from the franchise are returning to the fold. Character chemistry at warp speed. A huge part of Strange New Worlds' charm lies in its ensemble. Anson Mount's Pike remains one of the most compelling captains in modern Star Trek, a leader defined not by ego or command rigidity, but by compassion and quiet strength. His awareness of his own tragic fate adds a layer of melancholy to even the most lighthearted moments, grounding the show's optimism with emotional honesty. Ethan Peck's Spock continues to impress, balancing logic and emotion in ways that feel both true to Leonard Nimoy's legacy and uniquely his own. Meanwhile, Celia Rose Gooding's Uhura and Christina Chong's Lan Noonien Singh continue to shine, evolving into some of the most layered female characters Star Trek has ever produced. Season 3 also teases intriguing developments, particularly for Nurse Chapel Jess Bush, whose complex dynamic with Spock remains one of the show's most compelling threads. These personal arcs give the series its heart, allowing it to explore timeless questions about identity, duty, and love without losing its sense of wonder. Rotten Tomatoes reflects the fans' fate. It's no small feat for a Star Trek series to win over both critics and audiences simultaneously. For decades, Star Trek reviews have been polarizing, a side effect of a fandom with deep expectations. Yet Strange New Worlds stands out because it feels like a love letter to every generation of Trekkies. The new season's Rotten Tomatoes score, both critical and audience, reflects this rare harmony. It suggests that after years of experimentation and tonal shifts across the franchise, Star Trek has rediscovered the formula that made it resonate in the first place: hope. For longtime fans, this success feels vindicating. After all, Strange New Worlds began as a spin-off born from Fandom. When Pike, Spock, and Number 1 first appeared in Discovery, audiences immediately called for a standalone series. Now, 3 seasons later, that wish has blossomed into one of the most acclaimed Star Trek projects of the streaming era. What this means for the franchise's future